Hello, in this video I'm going to be looking at how to reduce trading stress. So I guess what is trading stress is the first question. This is the thing that most traders have at some point, and if they've never had any trading stress, they've never traded. Or they never traded real money, because everyone feels some sort of stress or pressure. Depending on the wording you would like to put on it, when they're trading. So what I'm looking at in this video is some ideas what cause it, some ideas what may help you, or which may help you and overcome it. So it's just some ideas. If you've got ideas of your own, pop them down below the video and we'll discuss it. If you really need help, email me. I'll put the email address, all my details are below. Just email me. I'm willing to help people if they want to identify certain things. So let's have a look then. Firstly, as I said, you're not alone. If you're trading and you're finding it sort of pretty difficult in terms of from a mental point of view, from a psychological point of view, you may be taking profits too soon, you may be leaving some trades, taking others, taking bigger size, smaller sizes, whatever it may be. But there's a lot of people doing exactly the same out there. Are you stressed because you're actually losing money? And this is often cause of it. People start off okay, they follow particular strategies that are quite simple, and then they go looking for the holy grail and buy that special strategy that's made millions of pounds, and to only find out that it's millions of years old and it perhaps doesn't work so well in the current markets. So are you stressed because you're losing, or are you stressed? You're just a stressy trader, which is not a good place to be. If you look at the stats, some 80% of traders are losing money with one broker or another. I mean, some brokers will give you their figures at 72% or whatever else, but are the 28% actually making proper money, or are they just drifting along? Maybe they've cracked it. So what's causing it? Is it poor strategies? And it often is, I would tell you that now, poor strategies. You're trying to trade strategies that effectively you just don't have a clue of the stats of the strategy at all. Now there are some methods which are much more method driven, which I guess it could be a little bit difficult to try and pick up on the strategy in terms of, and have particular stats on it, but you should have stats on the trades that you've taken using the method you're using. And if it's not working, it's a very simple clue there is don't use it, refine it, look at it. Would it have ever worked? Can you go back to scroll the charts back and try it and see if it works ever? Just scroll it back to different times. One thing I notice, and I've been one of the people that have done this myself, you spend a lot of time trading against the trend. If you look at the stats that are sitting on many a website in terms of the current positions, and you can see that generally if the market's really pushing up, there'll be a high percentage of traders selling it. If it's pushing down, they'll be buying it. Do you think this really helps? Does this help you and the stress in terms of what you're doing? Because generally you'll find that if you're coming back to the second question here, are you stressed because you're losing? Often those sort of strategies, they can be brilliant, they can have great results, but the win rate may be a lot lower because you may be trading things like divergences. If you're happy with and not stressed with high losing rates, well, that doesn't matter. The whole thing about trading at the end of the day is to make some money. How you make that money, it really should be defined in a different way, perhaps. And sometimes we just blame the strategy. So really, is it the strategy or you? Are you testing the strategy? Have you tested the strategy? The most important thing is it strategy or you? It could also be, are you cherry picking? Are you taking some and not all? but you need to understand what's behind the stress in the first place. If you're making money, as I said, well, perhaps you just need to chill a little bit more. Of course, this is something I'll suggest in a moment. Are you trading a style that fits your personality? Are you trying to trade something that really doesn't fit your personality? Are you quite a conservative person, yet you're trading a scalpy type strategy? In which case, you could be literally going right against your own personality and trading against it, and it will feel uncomfortable and cause stress. So you're going against what you're trying to achieve and be stress-free. So you should look at the style that you're using. If scalping sort of styles tend to fit people that are quite gung-ho and more happy and got a bit more of an aggressive nature, it doesn't mean to say they'll make money from them, but they'll be happy with those sort of things. If you're more conservative, you should be following trends and trend trading and looking at the strategies that fit that type of strategy, that type of market, that type of conservative approach. Of course, there's a lot of basics around trading and such things like trading a size that you're comfortable with. Are you actually over trading in terms of size? Is it just because you've stepped up a gear and you've sort of gone from one size to a bit more? One thing that can help that, of course, is just being consistent and trading on the size subject to the percentage that you've got in your account. And if you do it on a percentage term, so if you're always stuck with 0.5% or 1% or 2% and you're just stuck with those percentages, then it's always just 1%, 0.5%, whatever it may be. So you're only ever going to lose the same percentage. So if that's what is making you feel uncomfortable, that's one thing. Of course, one thing I haven't put here, but the size and that. But are the stops too tight? So are you getting regularly stopped out? Are you in your conservative? If you're taking a conservative approach, are you actually using stops that are so tight, that are too tight for the what you want to do, because you don't want to lose a lot of money? So you need to consider in terms of the stop placement and look at the ratios. We hear a lot of people talk about, well, you need a ratio of 3-to-1 or 2-to-1 to take the trade. Realistically, you can make money with trades that are doing 1.5-to-1. 1.2 is a figure that comes up on some strategies I use quite frequently. It's the optimum, using a correct size stop, because you're not really building it to you're using a proper stop to what fits the position, and then you're taking the money to what the targets, what potential target you're going to get. So it's a different way of looking, maybe, but it's something to consider. Are you sitting there watching the screens? So we all do this at times, and we'll discuss things in my trading room in the mornings, and yeah, sure, I'm sitting there looking at the screens, seeing what there is to trade. But once you're in the position, do you need to watch it? Do you feel quite sort of like you need to watch it? I've seen people, they have all these tools with them, and they've got a mobile this and a mobile, and they've got one thing and another thing, and it all plugs in. And it's because they don't want to be away from their screen. They can't keep away from it. They need to have a peep. Realistically, if you put the orders on, there's so much available to us to help us avoid screen watching. Should you be trading? Some people just shouldn't be trading it. It's not for them. I know some people that have been in my trading rooms in the past, and they really have come for the banter. They've come for the chat. They lose money. They probably don't make themselves feel good from that perspective if they're not trading properly. But they've come for the social aspect. But should you really be trading? If you want the social aspect, there's plenty of social stuff out there. So some ideas for you. Write down the sort of style that would suit your personality. Think about, are you a conservative person? Are you really quite bullish? You sit somewhere in the middle. But write down the sort of things that what sort of sums you up. Write it down for yourself. Once you've written it down, it makes you think. Then you sort of look at that and compare this to the strategies that would fit this sort of style. So There's, say, conservative strategies. You want more trend-based, I would suggest, and things that can pick the trend up easier. You probably don't want to be going for divergence trades, but if you're a bit more mixed, you might take a mixture of divergence trades. But there's always a risk with this, so you need to look at the type of strategies that might fit you better or your personality. Then get the strategies and test the strategies, because then you'll feel more comfortable. And you've really got to do this, even if it's going back a month or two. It doesn't have to be years and years of testing. You do need to go back and test them though, and then trade them live, small positions. Can you get into the entries as much as you would like to get in there? So a key thing here is trade all of the setups. When you start cherry picking, and I've played a game of take it or leave it on the strategy I've been working on for ages, and majority of the time, even I personally get it wrong. It's some of the oddest sort of looking ones. It's setups there, and you think, well, nah, I don't really like this one, and of course that one goes on and wins. And the one you think that's absolutely a brilliant setup, and of course that one reverses and doesn't win. So I trade the setups, and as long as it's there, you've got to get the probability of the trade. You've got to be taking all of the trades. Importantly, I've said this already, but trade with the amount of money and the percentage that you feel comfortable. Look, only you can tell this. The whole thing about making money is that you want to be making money, and it might make it slower or slowly. That's fine. You see all these sort of boys in their hired cars on Instagram, etc., showing off their flats that they've just walked into to have a look around. You see this all in action, and they sort of get you to feel that you're going to make millions. Reality has got to come into play. Trade small, get good at it. Gradually you'll make money. If you're not, it's no point being thinking you're going to make $1 million this time next year, Rodney, if you haven't already got $1 million to make it with. So trade and get into that comfort zone in terms of what you're doing. As I've already said this, walk away and leave it. Use orders. The orders that are available on each broker now is absolutely perfect. You can have your sell stops, your buy stops to get into the trades. You can have stop losses, of course, and you buy your orders to close. You've got everything there to make things easy for you. You don't need to sit there watching. Sometimes you might say, well, I'm just going to see if it comes down to there first. Fine, but don't. Once it's, after a while, it's like watching a kettle boil. It's probably the worst thing that you can do. You just take it, and then you know what happens. It goes on for another 5 or 10 pips, and you think, if only. Right, on that note, that's it for me for now. There's loads of things lots we can talk about on this particular subject, and I think, well, certainly this is only scratching the surface. But if you want to talk about it, if you've got comments, put them below the video. Comment below. If you've got questions and you're really stuck on something, as I said, drop me an email. My email and my contact details are below as well. I wish you all the very best. Trade carefully, and take your time.